Mr. Kite, yes, we can go forward.
Oh, we lost Dr. Country.
No, I'm here. Mr. Kite, yes.
Oh,
Go ahead. I just wanted to bring the flag.
okay, all right, okay. Can we,
Probably Mr. Ben has it,
can we
perhaps.
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Right, yes.
Okay, all right, here we go. I pledge allegiance to
Pledge
the
allegiance
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, good evening to our Freeport School District community. Thank you for joining us this evening. These are very challenging times we are facing here in Freeport, in Nassau County, New York, state, and throughout our country. The board would like to thank our administrators for their tireless commitment in setting up distance learning so our students are able to continue their education during these unprecedented and challenging times. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to the medical and personnel and first responders who have worked tirelessly during this crisis. We are convening our board meeting tonight, prudent to the Executive Order 202.1, wherein Governor Cuomo has authorized alternative means for public entities such as the Board of Education to conduct public meetings. We are conducting tonight's meeting via Zoom video conference. The meeting will be recorded and the transcript of the meeting will be available at a later date. Tonight's board meeting will be somewhat streamlined and we will only be conducting critically necessary business. Board policies 1510 and 2120 and 3220 identify the order of business for a regular board meeting. Pursuant to Robert's Rules of Order, the board will be amending its agenda to only consider times which are to be determined to be critically necessary business. As a result, I will entertain a motion at this time to remove the following items from our board meeting agenda for tonight's meeting only: visitors' comment, correspondence, board committee reports, old business, and visitors' comments. Can I get a motion?
So
Can I
moved.
get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. The order of business for tonight's meeting is been changed accordingly. We will now proceed with our agenda. We will start off with board comments. And we'll start off first with Ms. Lancaster, since she was the first person I saw tonight. Okay, Ms. Lancaster.
Hang it on.
No comments.
One,
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts, you muted it. Mute,
Oh,
unmute. Mr. Roberts, you have something to say?
I don't think he can hear you.
He's muted.
I thought he was trying to say something. Yes.
Yes, I apologize, Mr. President. If anyone's watching the live stream in the back, I think it's creating interference. So we have to turn the live stream off for the board meeting. Otherwise, it picks up the sound in the back.
I don't know what that means.
okay, all right, so what do you need me to do?
Just if any of our board participants have the live stream on in the background, that has to be shut off so you can't watch both.
Okay, live stream, okay. All right, so how do you shut up? Okay, all right, wait a minute, okay.
No, just you have it on.
I guess I'm live streaming too. I guess it says on my thing, recording live on custom live streaming service. So I'm on live?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no,
how do I
that's
get
okay.
off live?
No, that appears regardless, Ben.
Oh,
Right. Correct?
We
Yeah.
should be good. There seems to
Yeah.
be a little bit of a delay.
okay.
All right. Moving right along.
We're doing
You should
board
be all set, sir.
comments.
What's this?
Yes,
So-
that should be up here. I think there's a little delay from what people are speaking and then what's being heard. So it just might be a technical issue with the internet connections.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna proceed forward. Okay, we're trying again. Vilma?
No comments.
Oh, okay, then we're gonna move now to Gabby.
No updates, Mr. President.
Thank you. Okay, then we move to Maria.
Can't hear Maria.
No comments, sorry.
Okay, don't apologize. It's good to see your face. And Mr. Ellaby?
No comment.
Okay, and Mr. Kite? No comment. Superintendent?
Right. Thank you, President Kite. Good evening, Freeport families. I just want to take this moment to express my thanks to every family, Freeport family, for facing the challenges boldly, strongly, and being there for our children, being there for one another. So thank you so much, students and colleagues, and of course parents. We all continue to miss you. Thank you for your understanding and patience during this difficult times. President Kite, I just want to reiterate a few things. Last Thursday, the district had a webinar district-wide, inviting families and providing a lot of new information, additional information on many topics that have emerged in the last couple of weeks. Yes, there are answers to many of them. Many more answers are on the way. Certainly, the one that's on everyone's mind is about school closures. So the governor has further extended New York pause until May 15th. So accordingly, the schools are closed, and along with other institutions. We'd like to echo once again that yes, the schools are closed, but for all purposes, the district is open. Families, students, you can reach out to the regular phone numbers, be able to connect with your respective schools or with the central administration. We are all available by phone, by email. Most certainly, the three important aspects of the New York pause, governor's executive orders, the continuity of education, remote learning, or e-learning, all the terms are the same. And along with serving meals to our children and providing childcare for first responders and medical professionals, all of them continue to be in place. I'd like to reiterate again, yes, the New York pause has been extended to May 15th, but I don't anticipate us to be coming back before the end of the school year. So I urge everyone to please continue with e-learning, and there are tremendous amount of resources that are available on the website, and a lot of information has been provided last week relating to the region's cancellation, new graduation requirements, AP courses, and many other important topics. So that we're going to continue as we speak. Today we had individual building informational webinars, Dart Mill School, followed by high school. Tomorrow, starting 4 p.m., Columbus, Archer, Bayview, Giblin, New Visions jointly will be hosting a webinar, and then followed by Atkinson School. And then day after tomorrow, Thursday, as we have mentioned earlier, we're going to have a district-wide parent university for Spanish-speaking parents. Again, all these seminars are centered around the continuity of education, e-learning, making sure that our students and our families have full information. And we're very pleased in many ways. The continuity of education, remote learning, e-learning is happening at many levels. Families will be hearing from us sometime very soon, as we move into the next phase of e-learning. And you'll be hearing shortly in the next few days, receiving a schedule. And we're going to be formalizing the live instruction, one-on-one, online interactive instruction, also called synchronous learning, is going to be formalized, and schedules will be sent out for all the schools. So please wait for that information, so that provides a structure, for students, for teachers and families. And I also want to just emphasize, that's a continuum of the journey we all started on, not expecting to be this long and not expecting to be this wide and this deep. So many teachers are already providing live instruction. Many more will be joining that journey, and some will continue to be on that journey. So I would urge to be patient, but at many levels, the e-learning is continuing successfully. So I want to really take a moment to thank our amazing, dedicated teachers, support staff, and the students and the families, despite all the challenges that they have at home. Yet we are making sure the learning, instruction, inspiration goes on. Our students continue to receive all the help that's needed from the viewpoint of social emotional learning, mental health and wellness. Those initiatives continue to be in place. So please, I urge families to really take advantage of all the resources that we have. I also urge to make sure that the students are logging in to Google Classrooms every day, completing their work. And I urge the parents to sign up or get invited to the Google Classroom Guardian feature. Guardian feature allows the families to receive, depending on how you want, either a daily report or a weekly report about all the work that's going on in the classroom. If there are any missing assignments, the Guardian feature provides you those reports. So we ask you to take advantage of that. I ask families to also sign up for the Freeport parent portal, so you have direct access to your child's records. I also urge you to download the Freeport app to be able to receive the notifications on a regular basis. So again, I say we are open, and please don't hesitate to reach us out in whatever format you would like to, by phone, by email, or directly in contact by your child or yourself with your teacher through Google Classroom. Mr. Kite, that's in a nutshell. And certainly tonight we would have been normally adopted the district budget, but as we know that the district budget and the trustee election has been moved, we don't have a new date, and the new date must be after June 1st, as announced by the governor. And because of the tremendous revenue issues the state has, to the tune of $15 billion deficit, the governor has announced potential cuts further, and he has broken into 3 time periods, as we have spoken, April, then May and June, and then July through December. So last week, the governor was talking about cuts to the tune of 50%, as the governor is looking for funding from federal government. Like yesterday, he has announced about potential 20% cuts. We need to see what happens. So we urge that we wait as much time as possible as they announce the new date for budget vote and trustee election. Then we will present the budget accordingly. We are almost we are close to finishing evaluating the transportation request for proposal. That is going to have a significant impact on the budget, as we have been speaking. So we'll have clarity further in the next week or two, and then we would take it from there. We're not sure. I know the trustee packets are available online. If anyone is interested to pursue a nomination for school board trustee, then they can download the application. And I know it's the times are not announced yet, but what we have heard from the field or from the associations, if any individuals were to seek the signatures, they may do so mailing, those forms to their respective, friends or contacts, and they still have to obtain the signatures in original mail back to them, and then instead of 1 or 2 attachments, there might be several attachments. So that's all we know of at this point of time. We're also trying to plan for summer. Our summer schools, we have almost like 2,000 kids who attend 15, 16 different programs. So we'll be prepared both ways. If school closure extends, beyond June, which is very likely, the entry plan could be phased in over a period of time. So we are trying to look into a virtual summer school, possibly. That's also being explored, and many other things, graduation and other events also we are planning both ways, either virtual or delayed or a combination. However they turn out to be, we have to really wait and see how the situation is going to change for our region. So that's the end of the report. And Mr. President Kite, I know we have, I think probably the questions we can come back later. There are some questions that were already emailed to us, and then there may be some questions that may be coming while this meeting is going on. So we can come back to that after you proceed with the agenda.
Okay, so what I'll do now, thank you, Dr. Country. So what I'm going to do now, with everybody involved, we're going to go to the back to the agenda. Well, I'm sorry, we've been on the agenda, but we're going to go and do our items for action. and agenda items and move forward. And then with that, if there are no questions in between, I guess before we get to the board comments, if we can do the questions at that point. Dr. Kunchik, is that good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Trustees, here we go. Let's see here. Oh, somebody's doing something here. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Items for action. Wilma, Mrs. Lancaster, 5.1.
Okay. Items for action, these consent agenda items, be it resolved that the Board of Education in the Freeport Union School District hereby approves the following: 5.2, 5.3, and 5.4.
Second.
And you did 5.4?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, you
thank you. It's, I can't see it. Somebody's doing something. Oh, okay, I'm back. All right.
Yeah.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Other items for action, 6.1, Maria Jordan Avalon.
6.1, finance, approval of intermunicipal cooperative, transportation agreement.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, 6.3, Gabby Castillo.
6.3, finance construction bid awards.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any, okay, sorry for the, all right. Any opposed? Any that sentence? Motion carries. Okay. 6.4, Mr. Ellaby.
6.4, finance, approval of purchase and installation of electronic sign bid.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. 6.5, Ms. Lancaster.
Finance, BOCES budget vote.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'm going to abstain from this one.
I'm sorry, come back. I'm sorry.
I'm going to abstain from this one.
Ooh, okay. All right, now you put me in a bind, but we will carry on because I was going to ask you to do this one. All right, Mr. Ellaby, I understand. Okay, so with that, Gabby, could you please do 6.6?
Sure. 6.6, finance, both trustee vote.
Okay,
Second.
now before we move on now, I need, okay, help me out. I want to make sure we get this right. Okay. With everybody's help, okay. We're in agreement. Help me out for number 6, E.B. Schultz, okay, Plainview Obeth Page, and Deborah Coates, number 5. We need one more, or we don't have to have one, I think.
And we're voting for
Anybody have any suggestions?
number 3, Lawrence Greenstein.
That
Lawrence Greenstein from Port Washington.
Yes.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay, so
That's right.
Lawrence, he will be our 3rd choice on the vote. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we have our 3 people, Mr. Greenstein, Coates, and Schultz. So with that, can I get a second on this?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, motion carries. Okay. Next one, 6.7, Mr. Elby, Finance.
6.7, finance budget transfer.
All
Was
right,
it
can I get a
both
second?
categories? Okay.
What did he say?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. All right, doing well, everybody. Okay, so other reports of the board, 7.1. We're good to, we already got that, right. Budget operation vote, second trustee election. Okay, we've done that. Okay, everybody. Now, Dr. Kuncham, I think we're gonna come back to you
Right.
in reference to with Mr. Roberts out. Are there questions? Am I correct? That
Yes.
we have had
President
emailed in, am I
Kite,
correct?
yes, I do already
Okay.
have two questions that I'll pose the questions and I'll respond to those questions. And Mr. Roberts, if you have other questions, let me know. But the first question is, if I have it right, once the schools come back to normalcy, the question is, will e-learning continues to be a resource? And I would say that we would like to, have e-learning to be a continuous resource. But I think there's a lot of noise coming up. I hope everybody okay?
Yes,
Right.
everybody's fine.
Okay. So I think that all the digital resources that already exist, the Google Classroom, which is currently being used in the classrooms, the teachers posting the assignments, videos, all of that will be absolutely available. But if the question is really more, okay, will the teachers be available online, after hours or otherwise, then that's something I would say not at this point of time. We need to go look at what will happen when we come back, because I'm looking for tremendous possibilities, opportunities out of this chaos, and we certainly are focusing on all the best practices that have worked extremely well now and for the next several weeks. And I'm optimistic, but I want to be sounding pessimism. I'm afraid there may be a situation that might arise similar to what we are going through fall or subsequently. So we definitely are in the process of creating a great playbook, capturing all the best practices, and I'm really hoping the state will also, and nationally there'll be a lot of policy changes that I expect to come through. But we really want to continue e-learning to a great extent as we move forward into next year. So we really have to look at the different models, where it's possible, how we want to do it. But absolutely, we want to maximize what has worked well now. And then the second question is about what about parents not being comfortable if we open the schools, not being comfortable and they don't want to send their children to school? What will happen, whether they can continue providing education? Again, my quick answer at this time is really once schools are open, then the expectation is really definitely, we want the children back in the classrooms, and the regular policies will continue with attendance and everything. So if somebody chooses to keep their child home, then all the rules regulations, policies relating to homeschooling is what one may have to proceed doing that. But if you're going to keep the child home and expecting the e-learning to continue, unfortunately, I don't think so. So that's my quick answer at this point of time. So that's all I have, Mr. Kite. Mr. Roberts, any other questions from? Okay.
No other questions, Dr. Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Country, I heard Mr. Roberts say there were no more questions.
No more questions.
Correct, or?
Yeah, no more questions, Mr. Kite.
Okay, all right. Okay, two good, very good questions. All right, I'm just going to say we will be coming back to this. Okay, with that, we'll now move on to board comments. Okay, all right. We'll start off first with Vilma.
Just to say, we've been doing good work. The principals and administrators, and we will continue with that, offering to our students. Also, I've noticed that in Freeport, we've had a lot of families that are hungry. And if we can contribute to any of the pantries, please do so, because they've been having long lines and they're running out of food. If you can do that, that'd be great. That's it.
Thank you, lady. Gabby?
No comment. Okay.
Okay. Maria?
I just want to tell all the parents that I hope they're logging on to the Parent University series, the e-learning. I watched the Dodd Middle School one today and the high school one. They were very informative. Thank you to the Dodd administration and the high school for answering so many questions. The hour flew by. I felt like we had so much more to hear them say, but the slides they presented were great. Everything was great. So thank you very much. And the same thing as last time. I hope everyone's staying positive, healthy, and home. And we hope to see everybody soon. Y I'm gonna say it in Spanish again. A todos los padres, espero que estén viendo los programas que están haciendo de educación en el de e-learning. Y están traduciendo todo. Hoy tuvieron el de DAD y el de la high school y lo hicieron en inglés y en español. Y mañana son de las escuelas elementarias. Así que si tienen niños pequeños, asegúrense que puedan ver y sigan positivos y quedándose en casa y cuidándose mucho. That's it.
Thank you. Very good. Ron?
No comment, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Elby. Yes, I had a chance, as Rita said, to listen in on the Parent University. I think they're very good. A number of people have commented over me, they should get on it. There's a lot of information and things coming through with good questions, as Maria had stated. So please stay tuned for that. We'll make sure that that's posted so you know what that is. Thank you to the Freeport teachers and staff and administration for all they're doing, because obviously it's working very well under the circumstances, and people are, that I understand, that I've spoken to in the Freeport community, are pleased with what's happening under these difficult times. So thank you for that. And to our students, keep up, the things that you're doing in terms of the work, the schedule. It's been very good. To the seniors, hang in there. Things are coming around. You have no idea, but people are working very hard behind the scenes in reference to the regular things that happen for seniors, applications, scholarships, and so forth. So please just hang in there. We are still functioning. I'm proud to say, as a district with everything that's going on that you can hear from our meeting. And thank you to the central office for all they do, Dr. Kunchen, and thank you to my board members. This is very strange talking to you, just seeing you fast fire the phone, but we do what we got to do. So thank you for you guys and all you do. Okay. With that, the superintendent's comments.
Right. Thank you, President Kite. I just want to say again, students, families, all my colleagues, you're all awesome, and most certainly, united together, we'll get through hard times and we'll come out strong very soon. And thank you for everything that you're doing within your house and outside, supporting various organizations, groups. So please continue to follow all the hygiene requirements, and please continue to maintain social distancing if you are going to be out anywhere. That's really key for us to get through the next few weeks. So thank you to all of you. And President Kite, I request for an executive session to discuss 3 specific personnel matters.
Okay, Dr. Kunchen, can I get a motion on that, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. With that, again, thank you, everybody. Our next meeting will be May 6th, 2020. With that, we're now going to move to executive session.
Mr. Kite?
Oh, yes, sir.
May I say, I know the May 6th is a public hearing in relation to the budget. And as the budget date, trustee election has not been announced, we may not be needing the May 6th meeting, but we can decide as we come closer.
Okay,
So
all right. I'm okay with that. We can always cancel it because it's just
Right.
there's so many things happening.
May I ask?
I don't want to cancel it and then have to.
Right. I just want to ask the question.
So
Right.
we can, if it's all right with you, we can wait, but at least that way we'll know. Am I right? Because
Mr. Roberts or Dr. Vella, is the meeting May 6th is posted solely as a budget hearing? If it's just posted as budget hearing, then we don't need that. So if it's posted as a budget hearing, planning
Just a
meeting.
budget hearing, Dr. Kunchen.
Okay, right. So President Kite, certainly there'll not be a budget hearing for sure, because the budget hearing is specific to the laws when you can have it, depending on the budget vote date. But if we have a need to change the May 6th to a regular voting, we'll ask for it. Otherwise, my urge today is really there's no public hearing on May 6th.
okay, all right. Not to hold us up with the board,
Right.
but through the. Okay, all right. I'm just concerned, reference to I know we're all still hunkered home, but I'm just concerned in reference to the trustees to at least just keep it in the background, because that way we can get together, because it's very hard at this time for us to get together. It's not not easy. I mean, we're everybody's doing a great job. Don't get me wrong, but okay, all right, okay. I'll go with your lead on that.
So, excuse me, are we going to keep the May 6th on calendar and then cancel it afterwards? Because.
So definitely the public hearing, we need to cancel that. And if we are going to really, depending on if any of the matters that come, the one I anticipate to come or we need to bring a resolution is on the transportation contract. So we would need a meeting. So the May 6th meeting will not be a budget hearing, but it can likely to be a regular board
Regular
meeting
meeting.
to take action on any of the items, such as if we are ready with the transportation contract. And if there's any more information on, we'll be past the April month, and if there's any other further updates from the governor, then possibility of that. So what I would suggest at this time, if we may, Mr. Kite, we can really make the May 6th meeting as a regular planning / action meeting.
Okay, I'm with that, because I know
Okay.
at the end of April, they're going to make a decision one way or the other, what we're, where else we're going and what's happening, and at least that way we
Okay.
can, be in process. Okay, I'm better. I'm good with that. If the other members of the board are good with that, I'm good with that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I feel better with that. Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Very good.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, then with that, we're gonna move to as we have already decided, to executive session. Thank you very much, everybody. And okay.
And good night.
All right, Dr. Kunchel, what do we do next?